Welcome to another episode of Sneaker Convo. I'm your host with the most, Gary, aka In Gary Trust, back at you guys again with another exciting, very fresh outfits, dripped out, whatever you want to call it, episode. And here I have a very special guest. I have someone that actually has been on my other podcast that filled in for me one of these weeks. And I realized that, oh, she's into fashion. And then I went on her page and I see that she wears like a lot of high-end streetwear, thrifted. She has a lot of different vibes on her page, and she's also very known for accessorizing as well. So please introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Faith, aka Quiet Storm, and thank you for having me.
Of course. Like literally with shows like this, and then like with people like you, it kind of makes sense. Like like my goal is to get like anybody I see that like has like they're really into fashion, do any form of like fashion-esque content, they got to come on the show for sure.
Yes, for sure. It's definitely fitting. Thank you for even inviting me. And I was a little bit intimidated because I'm like, it's a sneaker, show, but you definitely told me like it's catered to whoever's on the show. So I feel welcome. So thank you.
Of course. And I guess that's a PSA I definitely have to talk about as well too, is that yes, the show is called Sneaker Convo, but I kind of named the show that because it makes it a little bit more algorithm friendly, really easy to find.
Right.
And even though like yes, everyone's into fashion, but of course I think everybody has some form of care about their sneakers, no matter how much into fashion you're in.
Exactly.
Of course. So quick rapid questions I wanted to ask you is that so on a scale of 1 to 10, how much are sneakers important in your outfit?
So if you would have asked me that question a couple years ago, probably like 4 or 5 years ago, I would have told you like 10. Like sneakers are the most important part of the outfit. But now that like my style has really evolved and I'm still have my love for sneakers because that's kind of how I started with fashion. It started with sneakers.
Of course,
So
same.
now I would say sneakers are maybe on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say they're like a 6 or 7,
6 or 7. That's calm.
That's calm, yeah.
I understand with that.
Right.
Mine, I would say, is even though I own a sneaker show, I'm supposed to say 10. I would say for me, probably 8.5.
Okay.
Because like I'm not just even though I love fashion, like I love sneakers. That's how I got into it. Everyone in my family still considers me the sneakerhead and stuff.
Right.
But like I fell in love with like vintage clothing and kind of really understood what the word pieces mean.
Exactly.
Of course. And I think another question I want to ask you as well is like so what is the most annoying thing about getting dressed?
To me, there is nothing annoying about getting dressed.
No pet peeves about getting dressed.
I have no pet peeves other than maybe like I would feel like, oh, I wish I had like this to go with this, but I really just work with what I have in my closet.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And on a regular day, I really just put on whatever I feel like putting on and it works.
Okay.
And it works for me at least. I like it. So that's kind of
just put that shit on.
Yeah, kind of. It's kind of natural.
I hear you. I guess what me is the most annoying part about getting dressed for me is that because usually I like to wear red. My favorite color is blue. My favorite color to wear is red.
Right.
But I'm like, I want to wear a white and red sneaker. And I look at my closets and I'm like, I don't know.
You don't have enough, or you're feeling you have too many?
Too many,
right.
Too many white and red sneakers. And it's like, am I gonna go high top, low top? Do I want to go sporty? Do I want to go like hype beastie?
Right.
Like that's honestly one of my biggest like struggles about getting dressed is that like what white and red shoe I want to wear because I have a good amount of them.
And for me, that's like the opposite problem that I have is like I don't have like I have standout pieces where it's like I can't just put on like a simple like white and red fit because like I may not have a white and red shoe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So it's like I kind of just like work with what I got and I just go about it that way,
Okay. I got on the Kevin's Market hat. Shouts out to Kevin. I actually recently picked this up too. It's the vintage Bob Marley rap style T-shirt. Yes, not a reprint, everybody. I'm proud to say that. I spent the bread, so I'm going to tell you it's not a reprint. I got a Timex watch, obviously the usual. Vintage Carhartt carpenter pants, if you want to call them. And I know what you guys are going to say. I know this Gary did not pull up to a sneaker show wearing Sambas, but obviously when it comes to Gary, I'm always going to add my little hype beast-esque into everything. So these aren't the regular Sambas. These are the Ronnie Fieg, Kith, and Samba collab, kind of inspired with the green in the back, kind of supposed to look like a Stan Smith.
Stan Smith, yep.
Of course, yeah. Really, not the hardest shoe to get, but definitely a hard shoe to find now, at least.
Because they're very hyped up now. But
of course,
solid fit, I like.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's a Gary go-to, and when it's not too hot outside.
Exactly. So me, I have on a thrifted, oversized men's button down with a crazy print on it. It has like a whole Medusa head, and like there's a man slaying a dragon on the back. Like it's a lot going on. So
I see that's silk.
it's silk as well, you know, and then it's kind of monochrome with the whole fit. So then on the pants, I have Jaded London jeans. They're a brand based out of the UK. And then on feet, I have my Aleli May 14s, the Jade. And then kind of just with the accessories, I kept it with the green theme. You know, I have my Jade bracelets. Just kept it very monochromatic today. And yeah, glasses, my regular seeing glasses. I feel like a lot of people think the glasses that I wear are for fashion.
Really?
All my glasses are prescription because I cannot see.
I can agree, and I understand the struggle.
It's a struggle, yeah, but I love, you know, switching up my style, so I just get all my glasses and with my prescription so I can still see.
And it's very expensive because you can be wearing a very expensive shades, and you got to add the additional 250, 300 to put your medicine in it.
Yeah, so I can literally, you know, live.
I understand. Like I have these I had these Supreme glasses, but like you ever like the doctor, I know we're going off on a little nerdy rant here, but like the doctor like put the medicine a little too strong into the glasses and it gives you kind of like a migraine.
A migraine, yeah, and then you got to get used to it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you're fine, you know, you'll get used to it. I'm like, I really cannot see, but okay.
Do you plan your outfits or do you just like wake up and just like, boom, I'm rocking this?
I felt like you were going to ask me this. So it's like 50-50. Like sometimes when I plan an outfit, it's because like there's a whole concept behind it, like what I'm trying to go for. Like I'd say maybe like a little bit of the outfits on my Instagram that are planned, and a lot of them are really like spontaneous, just like I just put something together. I'm like, oh shit, like let me take some pictures because this is came out kind of good. I kind of like this one. You know what I mean? So it's like sometimes I plan them. Sometimes it's really just like off the whim. Like I'm just putting something together and it comes out pretty good, you know? And I don't feel like there's like a way to decipher it, which I like about myself is like, you can't tell like, did she really like, cause I'm very detail oriented with my outfits. So it's just like, did she really like put those pieces together like purposely? Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't. And it just works.
Okay, I understand that for sure. Because like with me is like even though like I know it looks like I just wear a t-shirt and shorts, but it's like I kind of planned them a good amount of time because I have a very busy schedule and I get overwhelmed very quickly. So I kind of have everything planned out. I'm gonna wear this that day for this show because I have 2 podcasts and I can't really just look like I just got out of bed on the 2 podcasts.
That's 2 fits that you need, yeah. So you got to plan it out. I have a rack in my room that has like some are just like pieces that I'm waiting on to kind of like work on, and some are actual like fits, like all, you know, accessories all put together. And I just have a rack that I kind of like go through. This was something, it was on my rack. So I kind of just like pulled it out and went with it. So
it actually was very interesting. What I even thinking about that as we brought up this topic is that I kind of plan my fits if it's kind of during the day or in front of a camera. But when I'm at night, I kind of just like whatever I feel like wearing, I just throw it on.
Throw it on, yeah.
I guess because it's at night, because it's like it's a little bit more nocturnal. There's not really a lot of lights on you.
Exactly.
Not saying I'm wearing bullshit, but it's like
never.
but like it's like my level of careness kind of goes down. At night a little bit. At least I'm not as detailed, I guess, at night.
And I try to keep all black at night too, just because it's like easier to wear. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I understand that.
Got to get into at least one sneaker fashion headline that kind of like came up very abruptly is that I don't know if you guys know like Tremaine Emory. He's the CEO founder of Denim Tears. If you guys don't know what Denim Tears is, it's pretty much your favorite rapper, basketball players, and wearing the Levi pants with like the cotton on it, or even the jean jackets as well. And he was actually creative director of Supreme, but randomly, I guess this week, as like a time of recording, he actually put out saying that he's actually leaving the brand due to systemic racism. And the reason why I kind of wanted to bring up this conversation is where it's like, and I don't want to get into like as far as like the racism topic, I'll have that on my other podcast. But like it's as far as like with this show, I kind of want to have the conversation where it's like, say if like you if you like you have a deal with like Adidas, Nike, or some type of any brand, Levi's or Carhartt, whatever,
Right.
and like you get brought into the brand and say if like, oh, we want you to do this, this, and that. Like obviously, as far as like us both being black, we know that wherever we go, like there's gonna be kind of like a different energy shift wherever you go when it comes to like not saying just white people, just any other cultures around you.
Yeah.
But like, does it ever come to a point where do you feel like it's time to leave? Where it's like, all right, if even though I understand I'm probably in this company, I can't stay here that much longer because I'm just generally uncomfortable. Like either I'm just generally uncomfortable with the people there, or I just don't have the creative freedom. I know that was a loaded question.
Little, yeah. So to answer the first part, you're asking me if how I feel about if I would be able to stay in a situation
Yeah.
like that. I feel like it depends because I feel like business is business. You know, it is what it is, kind of like this is the way things have always been.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to elevate yourself and you're trying to get to the next level, you're gonna have to play the game a little bit. Like, not saying, you know, be a
Not bend over. No,
exactly. I was
yeah.
gonna say something else, but
Yeah.
not do that. Obviously, stand up for yourself and really tell these people, make them realize that the reason why they have such a backing and this brand is so big is because of Black people. It's because of the
That's
culture
true.
that we have. So
It's
why would you
supreme, yeah,
ever, you know,
of
why would
course.
you ever make it that way for the person that you're bringing in to elevate your brand? So that's one thing. But on the other hand, I'm just like, if he felt like, or if I felt like my journey was done with the brand and I put in everything that I could and I'm trying to take the next step and like no bad blood or anything like that, just go ahead and move on. I don't see anything wrong with moving on, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's just like sometimes you got to play that game a little bit, like a little bit with it. You got to play,
You gotta
play
give a
into
little to
it.
get a lot, yeah.
You got to give a little bit, you know?
I understand. Like how I feel about the situation where it's like I saw it. It was very surprising because it's like, dang, like a lot of people, especially like if you grew up in streetwear culture and you get like the creative director design for Supreme, and like Supreme is kind of like the mecca of streetwear,
Right?
And so you're obviously you're thinking that like, oh, everything's gonna be all sweet and everything is like, oh, cool, I'm here. Whatever happens, I'm just glad to be here. So, but hey, when your morals kick in, it's like you're like, I'm just uncomfortable. I can't do this anymore.
Exactly.
But like I understand if he like just generally want to leave. Rumor has it was like a collection was supposed to come out with like another like I think an African or black designer, and apparently like they kind of like canceled the release kind of behind his back, and like apparently he was like very like not having it.
Right.
And I'm like, hey bro, if like whatever like the straw that breaks the camel's back, if that's like
what it was,
that's what it was, then like I get it.
Exactly.
Because like if I'm somewhere and I don't have like the creative freedom that I was told and ain't on the contract, and if I'm not satisfied, I gotta leave. Even though I'm gonna respect the contract,
right?
Because that's what my parents told me. That's like, hey, you gotta honor a contract, even though how much you hate it. You go to a job, even if you hate the job, go 110%
every day.
But like, hey man, but if he's uncomfortable, he's uncomfortable. I understand him. I'm always with him. And plus, I always bet on black. Sorry.
Exactly. Always.
Topic I couldn't wait to have with you is pretty much like 2023 has kind of been like a very is it odd to say that this has been the most fashion-esque year ever in my opinion. The reason why I say that is because like after the pandemic, a lot of people were coming outside, people were putting more fits together.
True.
People were getting a little bit more creative when it comes to like wearing their outfits. Cause I know during the pandemic, no one couldn't go nowhere. So they're probably making collections, making any type of designs, and they finally get to floss them now.
Right.
So I kind of want to ask you, like, what was your favorite trends coming out this year? I can name a couple before you if you want to.
Yeah, just for like a little bit of reference.
Okay. So basically, some big trends that came out that started to get really popping this year is like obviously you got sambas became really popping. You have big pants, like big pants became a thing like this year.
Yeah.
You got short sleeve button ups. See,
I guess I'm on trend,
right? You have jorts.
True.
Jorts, and like if you have stuff like soccer jerseys.
Dang, I kind of did just all right.
And it's not even your fault. It's not you're following the hype. It's just like, hey, it's just how like maybe it's just like telekinesis with everyone who's in the fashion is like, hey, I'm just feel like wearing this right now. Right. So like, how do you feel about those trends?
So a lot of those I do like. Like I like the jorts a lot, and I was telling you earlier, like my jort fit is coming. Y'all are not ready for it, but it's coming. I'm gonna drop a jort fit because I do like them. And even like the soccer jersey, the one that I wore recently on my Instagram, the Brazil jersey, I literally found that at the thrift like on a random day.
Well, it's hard to find jerseys
It's
at the
hard to
thrift now.
find, and the Brazil one at that, kind of it's a little hypey, yes, I know, but it's just like I can't just leave that. Like you found it at a thrift for like good price, like $6.99 or something like that. Like I had to get it. But as far as like trends, I don't necessarily try to follow the trends. Like I can see stuff that I like. I'm just like, oh, like I'd love to like, put a fit around that or inspired by that. But like trends as far as like I'm going to wear that because that's just what everybody else is wearing. It hasn't ever been like a part of how I get dressed. Like you know what I mean? But I never knock the trends because I like them. You know what I mean? And I understand that some people it helps them be a little bit more creative, and like when they see other people they're like, oh, like maybe I could do something like that. So I fuck with the jorts. I like the soccer jerseys. Sambas I haven't really gotten into. I've seen some that I like, but like I'm not really too fond of them to like actually get a pair. I will say that I did recently pick up a pair of Asics, and that's like
that's a trend that's been
that's a
going
trend.
Mesh sneakers in general have been going crazy this year.
Yeah, and I fuck with them like crazy heavy. Like it's like my go-to sneaker now. Like just throw on just to go somewhere real quick. Like I just put on my Asics. It's like, so I can say like I'm not knocking any of the trends. I like them. I say at the end of the day, wear whatever you want to wear. I'm a big wear whatever you want to wear type of person. I appreciate everybody's style. So however you like to put your shit on, do it.
Okay, I can respect that. Like, I
Yeah.
guess my favorite trends have been like I've been a Samba wearer because if you guys didn't know, if you got wide feet, this is a shoe for you.
Okay, so maybe I gotta revisit it because I am a.
If
I
you
do
flat
have
footed a
wide.
little bit, this is
I'm
the shoe
not.
for you. I am. I don't really have much of an arch in my foot, but like this shoe, this has been one of my favorites this year. I've
Mhm.
been a heavy advocate for big pants. I fuck with big pants heavy. Unfortunately, I can't wear them as much as I want because we live in South Florida. That's just me personally.
I'll still wear it.
I
I'll
know you
still
still
put
gonna put
some
it
big
on.
pants. I do not care. Weather does not mean anything to me.
Yeah, and I kind of like the fact that like kind of like bigger clothes are coming back into style as well.
Yeah.
Because if you guys want to have like maybe like an Easter egg about me, is that like I've been into sneakers like since I was probably 14, and I was like kind of obese like majority of my adolescence. So like as all the clothes and like I've been buying pieces since early. So
Mhm.
I've been so used to buying stuff in a large, and like even though I did like lose some weight, but it's like I feel still weird buying anything under a large. It's just I don't know, it's psychological a little bit maybe.
Dang. You
But
know
it's
what? Same.
I just feel weird buying like a medium. Like I know I'm a medium, but I just can't
But
do
you
it.
can't. You're like, nah, I'm not a
Yeah,
medium.
exactly.
Let me get the large.
Let me get the large
Yeah.
for the aesthetic. That's
Yeah.
literally my excuse for everything. It's for the aesthetic.
Right. It's a mental thing for real. Like, you just got to retrain your mind because your silhouette is very important. Like how clothes fit on you is very important. So if you're going to do the oversize, you got to like commit to it. So
And there's some rules to big pants, by the way. You can't go big shirt and big
you
pants.
cannot do that.
Got to go a little bit slimmer shirt than big pant, or you got to
Yes.
go like big shirt or bigger shirt and kind of like short shorts. It kind of it balances out a little bit.
Proportions are everything.
There's a lot of rules to these trends, and a lot of people haven't been doing it right. Just want to
Yeah.
put that out there. Gotta get into this is one of my favorite parts of the show where I have the guests come in and they bring in either some pieces, some sneakers, and I see that definitely one of the most versatile sneakers that came on the show
Thank you.
so far. Randy, you got some competition. So please, Faith, please introduce like what are some of the sneakers you brought here today? Because some of them look familiar.
Yes. So I'll start with the ones. So these are the Aleli May Court Lux ones. Honestly, I love Aleli May. She's like a
dope.
very big fashion as well as sneaker inspiration to me. Just the way that she puts all her her pieces together and how she dresses, I feel like exemplifies my personal style in a way where it's like still kind of streetwear, but still very feminine. The way she accessorizes, like her hair, her nails, everything comes together to like create the fit. So this shoe is like the first Aleli May piece that I ever got for myself, and I loved it. Off rip, I'm a big like extra. I like to be extra, so the fur got me because I'm like, oh yeah, I need who else is gonna make a sneaker with fur and it's detachable? So you could like,
word?
if you don't want to really rock it with the fur, feel me, you could just take it off
That's
and
a look too.
keep it real simple. But me, I'm gonna have to put the fur because that's just me.
You gonna wear like that Sherpa mink hat?
Yeah,
with
which
it?
I have two.
Okay.
So it's nice. And I feel like the colors were very different for me. I'm not a colorful person. I am, but I'm not. So I don't know. It's just different, and I love her. So anytime I get to support her, like I got, her 14s on today too. So I just really love her as a person and as a designer. So
I have a low key hot take about Lily Mae. Am I wrong to say like every time I see her collection, I see her dress, is it heavily Aaliyah like inspired?
She definitely has said on record that like Aaliyah is a big inspiration, and she kind of has that look too, just like her body, and like she's very slim, tall,
hair long,
So she definitely says like Aaliyah is a big inspiration to her.
I peeped it. Yeah. I'm glad I'm on page.
Yeah, you got it. All right, so the next one. So this honestly is probably one of my grail pieces. Like these are the Jeremy Scott Adidas, the Panda Bear ones. And this is like the shoe, like, okay, when you're growing up and like there's certain stuff that like your parents would just not buy you. Like it doesn't matter like how much you say you want it. And like I always grew up like, getting sneakers that I wanted and things like that. But like I know for a fact if I told my mom I want these, she's just gonna be like, yeah, no, pick something else. You could pick anything else but that. So like when I got older and I, make my own money and I'm able to get the things that I want, I knew that this was a shoe that like I needed in my collection just for nostalgia, just because like I always wanted this shoe. And not necessarily this one in particular. Like I definitely wanted the denim wings, like still searching for those, but I literally just Google searched them, couldn't find my size, and I got on Depop, just randomly searched it, and I literally found these in my size, brand new, still with the tags on it and everything. And I just had to get them for a decent price too, nothing crazy. So I'm just like, oh yeah, like it's meant to be.
Oh, of course. If you guys know me, I'm no stranger to Jeremy Scott sneakers. Like I was fortunate to have a couple pairs of the Jeremy Scott Bones, the one that ASAP Rocky wore.
That's another grail piece.
That was actually the only sneaker I went to a shoe event and a guy bought them off my feet.
Yeah?
Yeah, because he's like, bro, he literally walked up to me and says, bro, what size are you? I'm like, I'm a 10. I thought I was going to get robbed. I'm not going to lie to you. But he's like, dog, I need to buy those shoes off you, bro. That's the only authentic pair I've seen in person. And I saw like, he gave me like, I think $300. And I told my dad, hey, can you just bring me the box? and another pair of shoes?
And please, yeah. So I'm not barefoot. Yeah. So yes. And then last but not least, I have these right here. These are the Reebok X Pierre Moss Experiment 4s. So I honestly love the fact that a lot of high fashion designers are collabing with sneaker brands. So when I seen these, and I love Pierre Moss just because, he's Haitian and things like that. So Haitian, yeah. you gotta support, And I loved him as a designer, and I felt like this shoe was just so like different from anything that I have, very futuristic, very not necessarily like my go-to style, but I just loved like how he did all the detailing with like the drawstring you could see like the drawstring and then like you pull them and just the colors and even the bottom, like it's just a hard shoe. Like I feel like this just looks like something like people are going to ask you questions like, what do you have on your
thought
feet?
It was a Raph shoe before I first saw it.
It looks like a Raph Simmons, definitely, for sure. Because Raph has a collab with Reebok as well. Am I correct? Yes. So I just felt like I had to just to support because, fellow Haitian. So yeah, and they're very different. Colors are crazy. I only got like a few wears out of these. You can kind of tell. Like I've had them for a couple years and I only wore them like twice. So it's like a little grill piece as well, but definitely something that I felt like I needed in my collection just to keep it versatile, keep it different.
All right. Yeah, I fuck with them. I definitely would wear them. And that's definitely like seeing, like, I can definitely see a man or a woman get a fit off in them for sure.
Exactly.
When you, like, how long have you said that you've been kind of into fashion?
My whole entire life.
Whole entire life you've been into fashion. Okay. So when it comes to, like, I know a lot of people say, hey, I thrift, I do this and that, but I don't care what anyone says. Even if you say you don't like brands, you have a favorite brand. Like there's a lot of brands out there. I want to ask you, what's some of your favorite brands out there to you right now?
So as far as clothing comes, I'm a big thrifter. So like, I don't really like to spend that much money on clothes because I prefer to put all my money towards getting accessories because I
Okay.
like, I like the brand name accessories and I feel like that's what elevates your fit. But for as far as clothing, like I really like to just thrift all my clothes. But brand wise,
I
if we're
seen you with a couple
talking,
on your page.
yeah, I do like my brands. Brand wise, I really do like Jean Paul Gaultier if you want to talk like high fashion. That's like one of
Okay.
my tops. And I do like Rick Owens a lot cuz I can get off my little vampy fits here and
Vamp.
there. So
Opium vibes.
opium vibes and things like that. It just really just depends on just like overall just like vibe how I feel, but I definitely think that, I don't think that the price of anything really determines how your fit comes together or anything like that because like I said, I thrift all majority of my clothing is thrifted. So even accessories and things like that, I thrift that too. But I mean, I don't know. I really just like whatever I see that I like. It doesn't really matter what brand it is. If I like it, I'm gonna get it. You know?
Okay. Shoot. Well, okay. I can respect that for
Yeah.
sure. I guess with me is like the hype beast incoming. As far as like with brands, my favorite brands to wear is like I love Supreme. I'm sorry, I'll say it. I know we were just kind of a whole conversation about Supreme,
Yeah.
how they're fucking up, but I literally bought a pair of white Supreme Forces the other day. But I guess I like Supreme. I like Stussy a lot.
Mhm.
And actually, like as of lately, I've been wearing like besides vintage clothing, I've been wearing like my brands that my some of my friends have been like
Yeah.
making and selling.
Exactly.
I've been wearing those track pants that Jay was on the show. I've been wearing those a
Yeah, I
lot,
got mine.
of
They're
course.
very comfortable.
Fordham Tryhards, of course.
Yes.
A brand that I've been wearing the most, have you guys see on my Instagram, I've been wearing Filthy a lot.
Mhm.
That's hands down, like, hopefully I don't get crucified with this, hands down my favorite brand right now. Because like I don't know what it is. It's like I guess like I when I slowed down on Supreme because there was to a point where Supreme was just too hard to get.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened with Supreme's like clothing where it's like they kind of make their stuff for like tall people now. Like this shirt goes to my knee damn near. I'm sorry, I bought the Andre 3000 collab,
Uh-huh.
and the shirt went damn near to my knee. So it's like, yo, I don't understand what's going on. Like I don't think they're making clothes for
They're
me
not making
anymore.
clothes for you anymore,
They
yeah.
they're seeing all these basketball players wear their stuff, and it's like, all right,
They're catering to their audience.
exactly. And then like the homie Sean, you guys don't know Cozy from Kind of Strangers actually have his bag somewhere right here. He told me about the brand Filthy, and I've been wearing it nonstop, and like
Mhm.
they've been killing it. And even like Lil Yachty has recently been seen
Seeing
wearing his
that.
stuff, so it's like hopefully the price don't go up too much.
Right, please. But
But
still, that's good looks for
of
real.
course I've been wearing like Woozy, my homie Randy's brand, but yeah, I've been wearing mostly like my homies brands at the moment. But as far as like obviously we have our favorite brands, do you have, if you want to be honest, safe space, what brands do you think are overrated? Is
I
it
think Gucci is overrated.
really?
I think anything that is like anything with like the print of the brand on it, anything with like the monogram, anything monogram, if it's Gucci, if it's Louis, I feel like that is overrated. I feel like people should, or I shouldn't say people. I personally feel like you should definitely just think about like the quality of the pieces that you're getting. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like don't just go for certain brands just because it's a name brand, just because it's expensive or anything like that. Think about like if this is a piece, and this is something that I had to tell myself, like,
Mhm.
am I gonna wear this more than once? Instead of really like just dropping all this money and getting all these like shoes and bags and shirts that you're probably only gonna wear for one outing. Think about like is this something that's going to be timeless pieces? That's all that I'm on right now. I'm on timeless and I'm on vintage designer. I really don't want to wear any designer that you could walk in the store and get. I want something from 2008 that Lindsay Lohan wore or like Paris Hilton wore. Like that's what archive fashion, that is what I'm building my closet to become right now.
Okay,
So
for sure. Like as far as like you said, like with designer vintage is like I guess what vintage that I've been on lately is like there's a little saying for it.
mhm.
It's like there's like It's is it no? It's not vintage designer. It's designer vintage, like high end pieces.
Yes.
That's the stuff that I've been on like lately for sure. But as far as like the most overrated brand right now, I'm gonna get some hate for it. Balenciaga is 100% overrated to me. This I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, I
And
can see that.
and the only reason why it's overrated too is because like Kanye literally led all y'all sheep to that damn store, and they literally cut him dry, and y'all still wearing the shit. That's just pissing me off. And I just really think that Kanye should have a stake in Balenciaga because literally the whole culture has been on Balenciaga because of
Because of
Kanye.
him, yeah.
And I understand your opinion of Kanye. I understand, but it's like when I just hate when like people from outside our culture literally just literally just freaking just use us to a point where it's like, all right, we have your influence. Now we're always gonna make money off you now, even if you're not even with us anymore.
Yeah.
And especially with that weird kid shit that happened, that alone rubbed me the wrong way.
It did. It definitely did.
But
But you know what I mean? There are so many other brands that we could be like focusing on. There's so many smaller up and coming brands that we could be focused on. Like wear your homie stuff, like support your homies. Even if it's like if you like high fashion, you know, there's a lot of like smaller up and coming high fashion brands that like no, honestly to me it's like I feel like they're coming for me because that's all I see on my Instagram, like ads and stuff, like these like smaller, you know, brands that I'm just like I have to like get something, you know, like not trying to be the first one, but I want to be the first one to be like, yeah, I had that before it blew up type, because you could see it. You could see when like quality is at the forefront of what is being put out there, what a designer is trying to do. And if you see that and if it aligns with you, aligns with your style, I say get it, support it. You know what I mean?
for real, and I would say even for me now is like I think the last brand, I have to call it out. I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. I can't stand Saint Michael. I hate that brand with a passion because like my issue is say I don't know if you know the brand Saint Michael. It's pretty much a brand that they sell $500 to $1,000 t-shirts, and they just literally just put their print on vintage clothing.
Okay.
I hate that with a passion so much is because y'all literally fooling people of like y'all finding shirts in either rag houses or a thrift store that that someone can buy for $2. But y'all literally selling the same shirt just with your logo on it for like 300% of the shit. I just can't rock with
not
that
going.
at all.
It's not going.
There's like this saying where it's like IRL versus IG, I think, clothing. Like I've realized with a couple people where it's like people are like buying certain pieces, wearing certain stuff only for Instagram.
Only for Instagram, yeah.
And I want to have that conversation with you. It's not saying that you do it, but we all bought a piece because I know this would look cool on the gram. But it's like we're all possibly suspect to that. But the thing is that I kind of want to put it out there where it's like I'm not gonna buy certain pieces just to get likes for
Just
it.
to get likes.
And I've been seeing that kind of been more relevant this year, that as well.
Right.
So what's your take on that?
I can say me personally, all the outfits that you see on my Instagram were never because I was trying to get a fit off. I was really going somewhere. Like I was going like a couple of fits, I was just going to Target and it just so happened to like be a fit. You know what I mean? Like I don't subscribe to that notion because everything that I own, I will literally put it on and go outside in it. No problems. And I do get the stares sometimes. And I do get the comments like good and bad. Well, maybe not bad to my face because, you know, a lot of people are just going to like turn to the side. But, you know, I embrace all of it. You know what I mean? It doesn't bother me. Like I dress and the way that I am now, I always say this to myself. It's for the Faith that was like 8 years old and didn't really have that much confidence to like wear certain stuff and like do my hair, like cut all my hair off and dye it blonde. Like Faith, like years ago, little Faith would be so proud of Faith today.
Okay.
So that's what I do it for. And I do it for me.
I can definitely agree. It's like literally fashion is confidence at the end of the day.
Yes, you gotta have it.
Of course. And do you have any last styling tips for people?
Get your clothes tailored. Buy stuff that's your size. You know what I mean? Like
Gary.
No, not even like I'm not even trying to like, but I'm saying like fit is everything. Like proportions and fit is everything, and accessories. Like accessories make or break your outfit. You know, you could have like a simple fit. Like I feel like your fit is very simple, but like it's the pop of like the chain underneath the shirt, and then the gold wash, and then you put on the hat. Your glasses are an accessory as well, even though you need them to see, but like still like glasses, hair, for women, nails is an accessory. Beard, like your hair is an accessory, your socks are an accessory. Like it's the little things that you don't necessarily think to pay attention to that really make your outfit. So try and like, you know, add your little sauce to like the little stuff. You know what I mean? Don't just think just because you have on this shirt that has like a name on it that's the fit. It's not the fit. Right. You know, your bags. I'm a big bagger. I love having a nice bag. So, you know, accessorize. Don't be afraid to just try new stuff as well. Like fashion is supposed to be fun. It's not a serious thing. Like it's not serious. We're just having fun. That's how I see it. I like to have fun with my fashion. So.
Okay. And I got two things to say about it as far as styling tips. It's not a good fit if you don't wear it again. And if you can't afford it, don't buy it.
I went like this because I'm like, I don't repeat fits though.
I repeat fits. If it didn't go to the gram, yeah, I never wore it. I'm a bandit.
There's fits that didn't go on the gram. Y'all just never gonna see it. Y'all just never gonna see it because I'm over it.
Where can the people find you?
All right. If you guys want to connect with me, follow me on Instagram at _Faith, spelled FAYETHH. And yeah, just connect with me that way. And yeah, that's all. That's all I have.
Of course, you are a great guest. I appreciate you for coming on the show, Faith. You're welcome back anytime. Of course, obviously not camera shy.
No.
And obviously, you guys can find me, Gary, aka and Gary We Trust. You can find me here, Sneaker Convo, and you can find me on my other podcasts as well. These are the aesthetics of my dog Cheech. And yeah, this has been another fly episode. Of course, when you watch this minimum 1080p, you know. And I'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace.
Bye.